good evening, and welcome to my persuasive speech. Have you ever thought about becoming a certified teacher overnight? Well, this is the case that is happening to millions of parents around the world. According to Parents.com, homeschooling is a progressive movement around the country and the world in which parents educate their kids at home instead of sending them to a traditional public or private school. Families chose to homeschool from a variety of reasons, including dissatisfaction with educational options available, different religious or educational philosophies, and the belief that children are not progressive within the traditional school structure. Earlier this year, in March, due to the increasingly widespread cases of coronavirus, thousands of schools around the world were faced with school closures. According to the National Home Education Research Institute, some parents are concerned about their children's attendance at the school if anyone there were to be diagnosed with COVID 19. They are also concerned about what to do if their children's education, if he or she school has been or were to be closed for a period of time. Over the summer, Congress and lawmakers have been making conclusive decisions in regards to whether children should return to school in person, hybrid, or virtual homeschooling. This have parents caught between a rock and a hard place. Some parents do not have the luxury of making choices but for those that can make a choice, I would encourage you to homeschool your children amid this COVID-19. The rewards of homeschooling during COVID-19 is that it is safer, cost efficient, and access to more resources. Homeschooling during COVID-19 is safer for our children right now. I know families have various questions in regards to how can they get better equipped with this process, but it is just that, a process. We as parents have to make a conscious decision on what is best for our children amid this pandemic. Uncounted questions were proceeding through many of our minds, but we as parents should do something so that we can continue to pursuing our education, but in a safer environment. Homeschooling or virtual learning allows our children to continue their education from the comfort of their homes. Now, I know many of parents cannot homeschool their children, but I do think that the government and or the parents' workplace should assist these parents to ensure that their children are being properly attended to. We are seeing record-breaking numbers across the world of outbreaks that are happening inside the school system and causing another school closures. An area of concern was sending our children back to school in person who are asymptomatic can still pose a threat because they are not showing any signs. So now I ask, how do we protect our children from those that are asymptomatics and who are not wearing their masks at school or on the bus? How do we know if these persons that haven't been exposed to or have not been wearing their masks haven't infected 20 or 30 others or so on, and now it's in your home or in my home? Someone that has underlying health issues are now posing a threat to being exposed to COVID-19. Yes, these are all uncertain, but it does in fact pose a risk. According to CDC, the number and rate of cases in children in the United States have been steadily increasing from March to July 2020. While numbers are increasing from day to day, homeschooling is what we should do to protect and continue to educating our children at this moment. At least when our children are at home, you can control what they are exposed to. You are held accountable for what they are being taught. Homeschooling is cost efficient than in-person learning. Since the pandemic, many local and government officials have awarded schools with funding to be able to provide students with laptops to complete their assignments. Not only did the students receive free laptops, but you should check with your local cable providers because they are also providing customers with free internet services so that the students can continue to have access for their school assignments and the parents will not have to be worrying about another stress of an added bill. Another great reason is not having to be able to buy school uniforms. Although parents do not have to buy the school uniforms, but they do in fact have to buy more cleaning supplies. But it is beneficial for the safety of our families. Another beneficial effect of homeschooling is that you can provide extra resources for your children. You're sitting right there with them, and you can provide the needed help that they need to ensure that they're getting the extra help in learning. You're there right beside them. I encourage you to put forth the initiative in helping your children with their schoolwork. It's not just upon the teachers, but it is your job as a parent as well to make sure that your child is getting the education that they need to strive and succeed in life. So again, I encourage you strongly to homeschool your children amid this COVID-19. It's the only way possible that we can lower the numbers in the school system and continue to make our children safe and stronger. Thank you.